Hello students, hope all are fine and healthy. I, Mrs. Kokila Bhatia, teaching maths for standard 8th in Shet Vidya Mandir English High School and Junior College, welcome you all. In my last session, children, we had discussed about direct variation where I had said that as one number increases, so does the other. But here in inverse variation, it's exactly the opposite. As one number increases, the other decreases. Now look at this table, children, where they have given you number of students in a row and number of rows. Now from the table we see that as the number of students in a row increases, the number of rows decreases and vice versa. Here the product of number of students in each row and number of rows in each pair is constant. Product means multiplication. So when you multiply 8 into 30, you get 240. 10 into 24, 240. 12 into 20, 240. 40 into 6, 240. So it means the number of students in a row and number of rows are in inverse proportion. In a situation like this, we say that x is inversely proportional to y. In direct variation, we had to see the ratio, and here you have to see the product. When the products are constant, it is inverse variation, and when the ratios are constant, it is direct variation. So children, if x varies inversely as y, then x into y is constant. X inversely varies as y is written as x alpha 1 upon y. If x alpha 1 upon y, or we can write it as x is equal to k upon y, or we can write it as x into y is equal to k. This is the equation of variation where k is the constant of variation. Let's see one example of inverse variation, children. A alpha 1 upon b, when a is equal to 6, b is equal to 20, then find b when a is equal to 12. Now let us solve this. A alpha 1 upon b, this is already given to you. So a into b is equal to k, where k is constant. Here you are going to find out the product in inverse variation, right children? So a into b is equal to k. Now they have given you the value of a and they have given you the value of b. So a into b is equal to k. A is what? 6. 6 into b is 20. So 6 into 20 is equal to k, and k is your constant. So when you multiply 6 into 20, you get 120. So now what is your k? K is 120, right? So a into b is equal to 120 is the equation of the variation. Now what they have asked you? They have asked you to find out b when a is 12. Now you will substitute a as 12 in the equation. So a into b is equal to 120. Now a they have given you as 12 and you are going to find out b. So 12 into b is equal to k. K so you have already found. What was k? K is 120. So 12 into b is equal to 120. So now b is equal to 120 upon 12. So when you divide 120 by 12, you get 10. So you have found out the value of b. The value of b is 10. Time, work, speed. Examples related to the number of workers and time taken to finish the work are of inverse variation. Similarly, example related to the time taken to cover a distance by a vehicle and its uniform speed. Such examples of variation are the examples related to time, work, and speed. Let's see an example. if 15 workers can build a wall in 48 hours, how many workers will be required to do the same work in 30 hours? Now here children, you can understand, if they have given you 15 workers that they will complete to build a wall in 40 hours. Now if we increase the number of workers, will the time required will be same? No, the time will decrease. So this is which variation? Inverse variation. Yes. Now here let the number of hours be T and let the number of workers be N. We have taken for hours, we have taken the variable T, and for the workers we have taken the variable as N. So the number of hours to build a wall is inversely proportional to number of workers. Therefore T alpha 1 upon N. Now in inverse variation we are going to find out the product. The constant has to be in product. So T into N is equal to K. K is a constant of variation. Now you are going to substitute T. Now what is the time taken to build that wall is 48. Yes. So T is equal to 48 and number of workers are 15. Yes. So N is 15. So T into N is equal to K. T is what? 48 into N is 15. So 48 into 15 is equal to K. So when you multiply, K will be, K is equal to 720. That is your constant. So the equation T into N is equal to 720. Now what have you to find out? You have to find out the number of workers. Yes, you are going to find out the number of workers. So you are going to substitute the T that is time. So substitute T as 30 in the equation. So 30 into N is equal to 720. N is equal to 720 upon 30. After dividing, N is 24. So N stands for what? Number of workers. And you have to find out what? How many workers? Number of workers you are going to find out. So what is the answer? If there are 24 workers can build a wall in how many hours? In 30 hours. Children, again to make this concept clear, that is inverse variation, time, work and speed, I would like you to do the practice set 7.2 and 7.3. Thank you. God bless.